And Natasha Watley in the box, ready to go against Li Qi, the starting pitcher for China. Watley likes to slap the ball the other way quite a bit. She has tremendous speed, and she's behind 0-1. It's kind of a half bunt, half swing that she has mastered. Batting .441 in the tour that the U.S. has had all over the country. And that's fouled back. 0-2. Li Qi, 24 years old. This will be her second Olympics. Already pitched 3 innings this weekend.
Li Qi, a left-handed pitcher who throws the ball low in the zone, so she's been working on a drop and a rise. She will also paint the corners with a fastball and has an outstanding changeup that the U.S. hitters are going to have to respect.
Trying to strike out Watley, just missed low and away. 1-2. Qi pitched in a couple of games this weekend against Canada. How important is this for both of these teams, measuring themselves before they go to Beijing and play against each other?
Well, this weekend is very important for both of these teams. International experience, especially for the younger athletes who have not played in an Olympic Games before, is very important. They get to basically judge themselves, test themselves. And also, when you know your competitor, which a lot of these athletes do while they're on tour, when you play international teams, you don't know them as well. It's a good test. It's a good judge.
The 2-2 to Watley, slapped foul down the left field line.
And Natasha Watley, anytime she can put the ball down to the left side, if she can get that ball to hit the dirt twice, there's a very good chance she's going to be safe. Take a look at this pitch on the outside corner, and Natasha Watley with the best bat control in the game. That ball just barely foul.
She is borderline out of the batter's box when she hits the ball. It's very close.
Run and slap. You can see her front foot lands at the front of the box.
It's timed perfectly. Ground ball to short. Shaw throws out Watley, which is no easy feat with her speed. 1 away. China on defense definitely have to have a quick release for any of those infielders with Watley. That's an important out to get the first batter. The outfielders will have to deal with the wind that we talked about blowing out. Probably play a step or two deeper than you normally would. Caitlin Lowe. This will be her first Olympics in Beijing. She swings and misses, a similar style to that of Watley.
Well, both the table setters for Team USA and Watley and Caitlin Lowe are slappers. Very good speed. Caitlin Lowe will get down the baseline in about 2.55 seconds, probably one of the fastest athletes in the game.
That pitch is way outside. The infielders at the corners playing in quite a bit. Try to cut off the slap hit. Li Qi from Dalian, China. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a tourist destination. There's a pop-up. Who's going to get this one? Calling the third baseman Ying for out number 2. Jessica Mendoza coming up for the United States, and she is a key player on this team.
Jessica Mendoza with lots of power. If you put the ball anywhere over the plate, she will take it out hard to center. But look at the way her swing is so beautiful. She can drive the ball opposite field, lots of power and tons of speed as well. She will hit the ball deep, and then she'll also lay down a bunt once she gets the infield back.
Former Stanford star is ahead in the count, 1-0. 2 down and nobody on, no score in the bottom of the first inning.
Jessica Mendoza is what we like to call a triple threat. She can slap, although we don't see her slap very often. We can see her slap. She will bunt, and she hits the ball for power. It's very hard to defend an athlete who is a triple threat.
Foul tip into the catcher's mitt, 1-1. 14 home runs on this tour for Mendoza. A couple of years ago, she was the USA Softball Athlete of the Year. Mendoza with a 2-1 count now.
Two balls, one strike.
If Mendoza can get on, Crystal Bustos is on deck. Her power is well known, so this is a big batter here for Chi to try to get out. The 2-1 to Mendoza, swing and a miss. Worked her away.
And Chi with the lefty-lefty matchup is throwing a curveball. That pitch looks like it's actually curving and dropping away from Mendoza.
With 2 down and nobody on, Chi trying to equal Finch with a 1-2-3 inning. And here comes the 2-2 to Mendoza. Up and away, 3-2. Try to get her to chase there. But Mendoza has a great idea of the strike zone.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Chi keeping the ball behind her back, hiding the ball from the batter.
And here comes the payoff pitch to Mendoza. Strike 3 as she could not catch up with that pitch. A 1-2-3 inning for Chi. And at the end of 1 in Oklahoma City, the United States nothing, China nothing. Top of the 3rd we go in Oklahoma City. The United States with a 4-0 lead. China still looking for its first base runner against Jenny Finch. And the competition, the Olympic Games, the schedule. And I would say, Michelle, that early on, I mean, with Australia, Canada, Japan, those 3 in a row, that could be a challenge pretty early on in the Olympics.
It will be a very big challenge for Team USA, playing 7 games in 7 days, then 1 rest day or 1 rain day, and then into the medal rounds. 1 game a day. Hopefully, Team USA will be able to keep their staff healthy, their pitching staff healthy and rested. But if you need a lot of relief appearances, then it can be a point where the staff can be worn down just a little bit. But all 3 of these athletes are very, very talented. All 3 of the pitchers, Jenny Finch, Monica Abbott, Kat Osterman, have the ability to start, but also to come in and really help take care of things defensively for Team USA.
There's Kat Osterman. You saw Abbott earlier. Finch with a count of 1-1 on Pan Shah, who will be appearing in her first Olympics in 2008. And behind the count 1-2. When you have an inning like the bottom of the 2nd and the U.S. scored 4, that's a long inning. How does that affect Finch? It looks like she's fine. You know, how do you stay loose in between like that? As Shaw takes outside 2-2.
Well, most softball pitchers will do exactly what baseball pitchers do, and that's wear a jacket in the dugout. They'll stay warm. They'll keep their shoulders loose by either doing calisthenics or exercises. And we're not talking jumping jacks in the dugout, but just a little bit of shoulder rolls. And if the inning continues to be very long, they will step outside the dugout and throw a little bit.
Strikeout number 3 for Jenny Finch. She is rolling through the China order.
And Jenny with that outstanding stride. Look at the way that rise ball is just moving up through the zone, and Shaw, no opportunity to hit that ball, but when it gets up into the eyes, it baits the batter into thinking they can hit it, and they'll swing through that pitch. Jenny keeping that pitch out of the zone and doing a good job of getting the Chinese batters to swing through it.
That was strikeout number 150 on the tour for Jenny Finch. It is tough to lay off that pitch, and then, like you said, Michelle, once it gets to the plate, there's just no way you're going to catch up to it swinging at a pitch up in your eyes.
Well, as a hitter, you have to be very disciplined. You have to know your pitcher, and you have to know what is the best pitch to hit. Right now with China, they look like they are just swinging at almost every offering that Jenny puts up there.
John Lee Fong with the foul ball there.
And what's so impressive about Jenny is watch the way she's going to stride out to this 8-foot circle. She's got long levers and she uses them. She has a nice big arm circle. It's going to come all the way around. Look at the way she really uses her entire body to deliver that pitch to home.
0-2 to Fong, waved out and missed. Strike 3. That's 4 Ks for Finch. 2 down and nobody on. 2 strikeouts in a row to start the 3rd inning. 4-0, Team USA leading, and now the number 9 batter, Tan Ying. This is an interesting matchup because She is known as the Chinese Jenny Finch. She's kind of a glamorous player from China. Of course, Jenny Finch is glamorous.
We talked about some of the U.S. ball players who are married and are mothers. 3 of the Chinese ball players are married. And when we talked to their team leader, they were saying that even though they are married, unfortunately, they only get to see their husband about 4 or 5 times a year because the team is together constantly training.
That's got to be tough. 38 pitches, no base runners. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ying. And now it's 2-1. Well, Jenny Finch, she's had all kinds of celebrities. She's been, of course, on NBC's Celebrity Apprentice. You may have heard about that. She got fired by Donald Trump.
I'd hire her.
I know, I wouldn't fire her. 3-1 the count to Ying.
Well, Jenny has had a lot of attention off the field, but for me, what's so impressive as an athlete who knows the game is that Jenny's accolades off the field truly are amazing. But, you know, she's very talented on the field. She backs up her performance with all of the attention that she gets. She backs up that performance, and she backs up all those accolades by performing in the circle.
Trying to strike out the side in order here for another perfect inning. Talk about a role model. All the young kids look up to Jenny. The 3-2 pitch popped up left side. Watley settling under it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Finch. She is perfect through 3, and she threw in a couple of strikeouts in the third. Now has 4 Ks. United States 4, China nothing as we go to the bottom of the third.